At Skeena Wild, we are working on a responsible development initiative. These are stories of local entrepreneurs, innovators, and local businesses who are building our regional economy in a responsible way and showing us the untapped potential in our Northwest economy.
Shellfish was actually was born out of the heady days of the Great Bear Rainforest, and when the Great Bear Rainforest became a reality, when First Nations coalesced around the idea of starting a new economy, a non-extractive economy. I think putting so much land and resources into ecosystem-based management did beg a specific question, and the question was, what are you going to do about earning a living in the future? What are the industries of the future? And a lot of hope was placed on the notion of shellfish aquaculture. Shellfish aquaculture by nature is a fairly sustainable business. It's non-extractive in that you're taking out what you put in, and it's also what they call a zero input food business. You don't feed, there's no massive amounts of feed that go into scallops. Actually, they're eating the algae that naturally appears in the water.
All the different colors, as I was explaining before, that you can see, different species of algae that have different nutritional profiles. So basically have to mix all of this together to make a full diet for the larval oysters and the brood stock and the seed scallops, sorry. Constantly putting water in, and then it's constantly harvesting out the nutrients in water, and then the algae's harvesting out, and it goes down and gets collected down the end there, and then goes to a reservoir tank, and then from there it gets fed to the larval oysters, and further goes on to make more algae and bigger tanks to then feed the brood stock and the seed. So you can see here, so this is 50% of the bags come into here that then gets used to feed the larval scallops. You can see all the eggs. So these guys have just started spawning. So these are the females. You can see the eggs in there. These are getting ready to move out to the pond.
We have working for us right now, we have 16 full-time employees that are not involved in the harvest, and when we harvest, we have a total of an additional, so when we harvest we have an additional 15 workers who harvest. So right now we're about 30 to 33 people who work full-time. When we start harvesting in earnest, which will be in the next year and a half, and when we start processing the scallops here in Prince Rupert, that number will jump between 70 and 80 more people. The profitability of the company when we're in full production, the revenues will be anywhere from, depending on market price, probably 10 to $13 million a year in revenue. So it's a pretty good, it's not a bad market at all. It's not a bad endeavor to be involved in. This could be a game changer. This could be the industry that speaks to a broader set of industries like this that could be, sustainable. It's hard to be sustainable, profitable, and respectful of what's here. And I think of the many industries that may contemplate that future, this is one that has in its bones and its DNA, so to speak, a greater possibility of achieving that.